What's going on, beautiful people? It's your girl Guruji Chastity, and I am back with another whiteboard lecture. And I want to talk about energy blocks and just how energy flows through the body using the 3 channels going along the chakras. So a lot of the videos that I've been doing discusses the 7 hermetic principles and how those manifest in our body as the 7 chakras and what to do and how to interact with those. We spent a lot of time just learning that basic foundational information, and now I want to take it up just another notch. We're still on basic foundational information, but now that we know what's going on, now I want us to be aware of the channels of the what's going on, which way the what's going on travels throughout our body. And that's what we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss the channels of how energy and information goes throughout our bodies and what would block those channels. So let's just get right into it, family. Today's episode of Guruji Chastity, we are discussing energy blocks. And there are 3 main types of energy blocks that I want us to go over. First being thought forms. Alright, second being imprints, and third being repressed emotions. Now, all 3 of these sit directly and lock a certain area of your chakra, right? So the first energy block, your thought forms, that will set up a block in your first chakra. It'll lock up your first chakra, thought forms in themselves. And that is because that is your root chakra, and that is where you ground yourself in who you are, what you know. And so it only makes sense that a thought form will lock me in my first chakra, because my first chakra is my own personal thought forms about myself, right? Number 2, it's going to be imprints. And imprints is going to lock up your 4th chakra, which is your heart chakra. And that is going to be the place of I love. And the reason why this is going to lock up your heart chakra is because your imprint is going to be the things that were taught to you. And the things that are taught to you, the reason why that locks up your heart is because as you become, or as you get older and you go out into the world and have your own experiences, you have to base your own experiences against that imprint that you were taught. And then when those really don't reconcile or you have trouble, that is when you lock out your heart chakra. And then next we have repressed emotion, which is going to lock out your 6th chakra, which is your crown chakra. Which is your 3rd eye chakra, which is going to dictate your self-image. And the reason why that would lock your 3rd eye chakra is because that is your ability to see, right? Can you see past your own illusion? So is your self-image like popping, and is it positive, or are you still holding up illusionary ideas of yourself? Have you taken the time to get to know and study yourself, or are you seeing yourself through a false reality, right? So those are going to be the energy blocks that I want us to keep into our minds, right? So we have the energy block of a thought form, which we already know is going to lock out my first chakra. We have the energy block of an imprint, which is going to lock out my 4th chakra, my heart chakra. And then we have the energy block of repressed emotions, which is going to lock out my 3rd eye. All right, so now let's look at the energy channels themselves. All right, family, so now we have talked about the different energy blocks. Again, I want us to get into the actual energy channels. All right, so boom, this is going to be based off your chakra channels, all right, or your chakras themselves. And your chakras sit on these channels, and this is where the energy goes, because we know that chakra is the Sanskrit word for wheel, and the chakra system that itself is just a hub of energy. Now that hub of spinning energy, that wheel, I'm assuming that it has to travel and go through something or make its way to something to actually be of benefit to me, right? Or to you, or to who's watching the video and getting the information. All right, so the first aspect of the channel that we want to look at is the Sushumna, okay? The Sushumna. All right, I think that's how you say it. Sushumna. All right, and your Sushumna is going to be the black line here. It's going to be the middle channel that's going all the way up and down. That is going to be your main channel. All right, so this is the main conductor, the path. You may go out and you may experience and you may have different things, but you're going to bring all of your information back into your Sushumna channel so that it can go directly up into your spine, right? Then I like to go from right to left instead of left to right, but left to right is actually, I don't know, to me, it makes sense on certain levels that logically I have to receive in order to give, because that's how we were taught. We were taught external versus internal, but it doesn't really work that way. I have to give in order to receive. And so our giving nature is actually our masculine principle. So we're going to start with the right side, which is going to be this green channel. And this is based on if you're facing the camera. So this is your body, and this is your right ear, this is your left ear, and the middle part is your spine. So to the right, this energy channel flows directly up your spine and comes out your right nostril. The energy comes out of your right nostril, because you have to remember, vital life force energy only enters our body through our breath. Well, not only, but 70% of it enters our body through the breath, right? So the Pingala, all right, Pingala is the name of your right channel that's connected to your right nostril, and it is connected to masculine energy. So your will, your ability to act and do, it's going to be your masculine energy. And the three properties that we're going to look at here today, or aspects, is going to be demonstrative, dominating, and action. And those are just some keywords I want you to keep in mind as you look at the Pingala channel. Your right channel that goes up your right nose is going to be masculine energy, right? So now when we think about energy blocks, we have these three words, and we have these three different types of energy blocks. And what I want us to begin to do is listen to the video, take down the information, sit with it. Don't take any information that I provide and say, okay, cool, yep, that's true, that's right. No, sit with it, let it resonate within you, and see if it actually makes sense. And then see what you can deduce based on how these things play out into your life. So I'm going to give you a personal example. So for me, my Pingala, which is my right nostril, my masculine energy, for me, all of these things are very high on the list as far as providing me with adequate energy. I have access to my right channel, very much so. I'm very demonstrative. These videos, I want to show, and I want to take the initiative to share what I know, my purpose, and that will go along with anybody else. Whatever your purpose is, that masculine energy within you is going to get you up to get it done, right? And then dominating. Naturally, for me, I want to be in control, you see. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not always a good thing if you don't know how to take a back seat and be led. And so dominating nature to take the reins and say, boom, I know how I want to get it done, let me get it done. That's something natural that is of me and of my being as well. And last but not least, taking action. Just based on my astrology as a whole, I am a magnificent starter, but I am a poor finisher, right? And that's what comes around over here on the feminine side of the aspect. Yo, I'm the type of friend, you tell me you want to do something, I might ask you once or twice, tell me what's the process, what we got to do, but I'm going to be your number one cheerleader. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. What are we waiting for? Let's go. Let's go. Now, I might not double back to make sure you kept finishing it, but look, I'm going to get us started. I read about 50 million books. I'll pick up the next book and the next book and the next. Like, you see, you see, even just in my behavior right now, you should be able to see that masculine energy I have access to. And not even masculine energy on the aspect of, I want to dress like a boy, I want to be a man, I try to act out the roles of a man. We're not talking about gender roles that has to do with genitalia. We are talking about energy. And as we can see, demonstrative, dominating, and action has nothing to do with what's between someone's legs. Nothing to do with what is between someone's legs. So just drop that and let that go. So that is the Pingala. Alright, now let's come over here to the left. We got the Adam, right? And that just sounds like a little lovely lady name. Adam, over here on the feminine side, and she got the blue channel, and that's going to be your left nostril, right? So your right hand is going to give energy, excuse me, your right hand is going to give energy, and your left hand is going to receive energy. So on your Ida, your left channel is going to be your feminine energy, and that, and those aspects in that is going to be receptive, loving, and intuitive. Now, again, we have to match these up with the thought forms, the imprints, and the repressed emotions. And how, because that, when you match up thought forms, imprints, and repressed emotions, that is how all of this information becomes tangible to you in real life. It doesn't become just knowledge and information like, cool, yeah, I know that, but how do I apply this to my life? And this is how you apply this. So peak game, right? Let's just say you know that something is off. Like, I want to get something done, but I can't. Or I want to get off social media, but something keeps drawing me to it. Or I want to be creative, but I just have a block. Think about any type of block that you can envision that you've experienced, right? Now, if I said, no, look, all right, peep game, we got a block. Now, I need you to choose. Is this block a thought form? Is this something that you were given based on how you grew up? Was it an imprint? Or is this blocking a repressed emotion? Now, once we know which thought form it is, we can go directly to the chakra, because the thought form blocks your first chakra, the imprint blocks your fourth chakra, and then the repressed emotions blocks your sixth chakra, right? Now, then once we know which block it is, which chakra is working with, then we can look at the channel, right? We can look at the channel and say, boom. But the channel, when you look at the channel, you're going to have to look at the feminine and the masculine aspect. And then you're going to have to see, based on those aspect or demonstration type of words, what plays a part. Is this energy block more masculine, or is it more feminine? You have to be able to deduce things from knowledge. Knowledge is not about just knowing. It's about, how can I apply this? Application of knowledge is what is power. So again, going over to the item. So then peep game, we're going to run this back again and make it make sense to me, right, y'all? So on my Ida side, receptive. Look, I'm going to just keep it 100. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. Look, I'm receptive, but I'm learning only to an extent. Because again, I'm dominating, right? My natural disposition is dominating. So in order to be receptive, I really have to check myself. I really have to be like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. I have a natural tendency sometimes to be combative. Not that I like to argue, but I just like being in charge. So that means I got to be a little bit more receptive and to the things that other people have to offer. Each one teach one. I'm not the only teacher out here. I need y'all to teach me so I can continue to teach. You see what I'm saying? Loving. Well, I mean, I don't have to work on that too much, but we can even look at that as a personal aspect. I think I do very well with those that I choose to love, to continue to love them in a very uplifting and positive aspect. I never really have to worry about that. What I have to worry about is providing that same love to myself, because I'm normally taking action. And somebody who normally takes action, which means I'm always on the go. I don't always take a moment to sit down and be with myself and love on myself like I take the opportunity to love and check in with other people. People, if you've connected with me through social media, I will text you and be like, yo, just checking in. How do you feel? And that's all I want. I just want to know how you feel. I don't want to make sure you're okay. That's a natural loving disposition, but I can't tell you that I take the same amount of check-ins with other people that I do with myself, and that's why that is a part of something that I need to learn and improve on. And then intuitiveness. Oh, most definitely. I would again take that. All three of these almost sometimes limit my intuitiveness because I'm not still enough, right? So masculine energy is moving, right? It's when we look at creation, positive energy is what gets us going, and negative energy is what kind of stops us, what kind of provides that balance, right? Because we can get so high and go so straight forward that we kind of need something to pull us back, that kind of tethers us. And so when we look at creation, the masculine principle goes out and creates, while the feminine principle is receptive and allows things to grow and allows things to be. And so a lot of times when I find myself too much on this positive side, participating in too much of this energy, I rarely even get to the very sensitive, intuitive part of myself because I'm not still enough, right? I'm not being still enough. And so, shit, I'm done. Energy blocks, you feel me? Sushumna is your middle channel. Your Pingala is your right channel that's connected to your right nostril that goes with masculine energy, and your Ida is going to be your left channel that's connected to your left nostril and goes with feminine energy. And the three thought forms that we need to connect these three channels to are going to be the 3 energy blocks that we need to connect these 3 channels to is going to be thought forms, which locks out your first chakra, imprints, which locks out your 4th chakra, and then repressed emotions, which locks out your 3rd eye. All right, family. So don't just take this information, make this tangible for you by deducing your own information. The first three elements of creation is going to be knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You collect the information through knowledge. You deduce something and feel it through wisdom. And then you paint a picture with all of that through understanding. So use all that and do something with this, family, and come back and talk to me. Tell me what you get from all of this and how this impacts your life, and help me learn more, family. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. As always, I love you. Till next time.